The last big Saturday in college football upon us. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, lead handicapper and general manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping community. And today, a couple of big games in the Big East. The first one I want to look at, West Virginia and Rutgers. Now, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights rebounding from that loss at Syracuse a couple of weeks ago by pounding Louisville last Saturday, 34-14. Now they're back home where they've covered 4 of their last 5 as a Big East home favorite, and they've also covered 9 of their last 12 home finales, including 4 in a row. Key to Rutgers' success the second half of the season, the steady, consistent play of freshman quarterback Tom Savage, who's averaged 176 yards a game, completing 55% of his passes, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and the defense has been strong all season, number 4 in the nation in terms of forcing turnovers, 29 takeaways on the year. Now, this has been a series, though, that West Virginia has absolutely owned with 14 consecutive straight-up wins, but I think this is a great spot to go against West Virginia because the Mountaineers are coming off their annual backyard brawl battle with Pittsburgh, a game they won 19-16 on a 43-yard field goal as time expired. You have to realize that was West Virginia's Super Bowl. And in that game, Noel Devine rushed for 134 yards, their outstanding running back. Well, you know, last year, Rutgers held Devine to just 55 yards, 2.9 yards per carry. And the West Virginia quarterback, Jared Brown, has struggled lately. 3 touchdown passes in his last 6 games. And keep this in mind, 2 Saturdays ago, Rutgers went to Syracuse, and for the Orangemen, in the midst of a disappointing season, that was their Super Bowl, and they hammered Rutgers. While I think West Virginia here is in a similar situation. They're coming off their biggest game of the season. They're primed for a letdown. Rutgers, their home finale, a promising season. They ended on a winning note. Now, before I get to your next free pick on Texas, Nebraska, I want to talk about the best bet on today's card, your Big East game of the year. And guys, it is going to be my guaranteed game of the year on Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Now, as I always tell you, there are no guarantees in gambling. You can look it up in the dictionary, guys. Guaranteed and gambling are not on the same page, but here is the deal. I am so confident I've got the winner on this particular play. Here's the guarantee. If I lose this game, I will give you Sunday's NFL action for free, no strings attached. And on Sunday, I've got another 15-dime play tomorrow in the NFL, and those 15-dime plays are 18-5-1 the past 2 years combined. Last Sunday, the Minnesota Vikings hammering the Chicago Bears. 2 Sundays ago, it was Minnesota hammering the Seattle Seahawks. And last weekend in the NFL, a 3-0 sweep, as you know. Denver on Thanksgiving upsetting the Giants. Minnesota last Sunday, and New Orleans crushing New England on Monday night. That's how hot I've been in the pros. You can see the record right there on my webpage. Guys, that's how confident I am. I've got the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh winner for you. Guaranteed plays. Last year, a 2-0 sweep, 8-1 with those plays the past 6 years combined in college football. I like doing them every now and then, even though I'm gambling with the company's profits, because hey, it's nice to have a little fun, and why not put my money where my mouth is? That's how confident I am in having the winner on Cincinnati-Pittsburgh. Guaranteed game of the year once again on Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, guaranteed to win, or you get Sunday's NFL 15-dime winner for free, no strings attached. Your next free pick, it's in the Big 12 championship game between Texas and Nebraska. You know, these two teams have had 6 common foes this year. Texas has won all 6 of those games by an average margin of 23 points a game, and they've outgained those 6 foes by 116 yards a game. Meanwhile, Nebraska 5-1 against those 6 common opponents, but they've only won those games by an average of 5 points a game, and they've been outgained by 33 yards a game in those contests. Texas has the huge edge defensively, number 5 in the nation in total defense, number 1 against the run, number 3 in terms of sacks. So Zach Lee, the quarterback for Nebraska, is going to feel the Longhorns' pass rush. Meanwhile, Colt McCoy, fabulous year, 72% completions, 27 touchdowns, also leads the team in rushing, coming off a huge game on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night against Texas A&M in College Station, 304 yards passing, 175 yards rushing. Top receiver Jordan Shipley, Cornhuskers aren't going to be able to cover him. Nobody else has. 99 receptions this season, 13.1 yards per catch. And the Longhorns have scored 34 or more points in all but one game this season. By the way, the favorite has covered 9 of the last 13 games in the Big 12 Championship Series. So I would go with the favorite here and lay the double digits with the Texas Longhorns. Guys, quick note about the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. You know we are giving away a High Rollers weekend every single month. The one lucky winner, it's where I hang out every single weekend in Vegas. And here's what you get. No purchases necessary to enter this incredible contest, which you enter right on our website at the top of the page. You will get a High Rollers suite in the brand new Rush Tower that was just opened a couple of weeks ago. And you will get VIP check-in, free limo transportation to and from McCarran International, and 2 tickets to Gordie Brown's fabulous show at the Golden Nugget. What a phenomenal place. I mean, it's an intimate place. It's a great, great place. It's how Vegas used to be, guys. It's not all the phoniness of the Strip. And the sports book, I'm telling you, what a phenomenal place it was to be on Monday night when the Patriots and the Saints clashed. What a great place it was last Sunday. You talk about an emotional place, especially for that Tennessee-Arizona game in the last minute of play when Vince Young was driving the Titans for the win when all the money was on the line, depending on which side you had in that game. VIP getaway weekend, High Roller suite included. All you've got to do, enter for free, no purchase necessary, on our website for that VIP getaway weekend, thanks to the Golden Nugget. A couple of other games I want to look at. Georgia Tech and Clemson. Remember when these two met on that Thursday night game? Georgia Tech won 30-27. It was a game they were up 24-0 early, then trailed 27-24. Both these teams coming off losses last week. Georgia Tech losing to Georgia at home. Clemson losing at South Carolina. I think Georgia Tech is the way to go in this game as they rebound, but only if Josh Nesbitt, their quarterback, is recovered from that sprained ankle that knocked him out of the Georgia game early, even though he did return later in that contest. Another Big East game that I do kind of like, Connecticut minus the points at home against South Florida. Huskies on a 9-1-1 ATS run. Meanwhile, South Florida has lost 4 of its last 6 games, so I lean a little towards Connecticut. And then how about Florida and Alabama in the SEC title game? You know, last year, Florida was down 20-17 going into the fourth quarter as a 10-point favorite. Tim Tebow led them back to a 31-20 win in that contest. Now, Florida 4-2 straight up, 3-2-1 ATS in the last 6 title game appearances. But against Alabama in this series, these two teams have split the last 8 meetings on the field. But Florida won cover, 5-2 against the spread in the last 8 meetings in Alabama. These two teams are so good defensively. Tim Tebow is a one-man show offensively for Florida. Mark Ingram is the one-man show for Alabama offensively, and he's a little banged up. I think he only had 30 yards rushing last week against Auburn. This is such a tough game. As I always tell you with the marquee games, the lines are so close. That's why they're so hard to handicap and so hard to win. I lean a little toward Florida. Would I play it? No. Would I play Georgia Tech Clemson? No. Lean a little towards Connecticut. The best bet on the board, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's the guaranteed game of the year on Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. The free picks, as I told you, once again, I like Rutgers a lot, and I like Texas a little bit, not quite as much as Rutgers. That'll do it for today's card. Guys, remember, tomorrow Steve Boone and I will be along to break down all of your NFL Sunday action from a point spread perspective. We'll catch you then.